We are so excited that you've joined us for this channeling the Archangels webinar. So in this short amount of time we're going to have together, I'm going to give you everything I can to at least get you started with channeling the Archangels. We're going to focus on Archangel Michael. I could have just said you can channel whichever Archangel you like, and you still can. So if there's an Archangel that you have a special affinity for, like maybe it's Archangel, Shamuel, who helps us with unconditional love, like go for it. But my sense was that most people feel in resonance with Michael, and a lot of people at this time on our planet could really use his strength and his protection and that the comfort that brings. So I know Michael is really strong presence, and so usually people have a very easy time channeling him and connecting with him, and that was the case for Alan. Uh, even though my husband, when I met him, didn't believe in angels, and it's interesting to me that the people that I have in my life who now have a very strong connection with the angels initially didn't believe in them at all. And so you might be in that place too. I'm not sure. Some of you are very feeling connected to them, and some of you are just exploring this for the first time. Some of you are like, not sure, right? Well, that's how Alan was. So I want to share that story with you because he was very much like you, like everyone, even though he was a professional psychic. And I know that kind of sounds nutty. Like, wait, he was a psychic and even would channel. He says, yeah, he knew he was a channel, but he was very skeptical about angels and just thought they see, look at this. That's him. Okay. I know that's him. Why do I know that? Because when I do try to do that thumbs up myself on Zoom, it doesn't show up. But when I'm just talking, he'll come in and do the thumbs up. He says, yeah, he was the biggest skeptic of all time, really, when it comes to the angelic realm, because his belief was that angels were just part of spirit. That was his name for all of, the beings on the other side. He says he was an idiot. He really said no, he was an idiot because he just thought, I'll call it all spirit. And technically that's true because there's only source, right? There's only source, there's only God. But he took it to mean like there's no hierarchy. And in a sense, he said there isn't a hierarchy in the way that we think of it, like higher, lower. It's just that they have different roles. So the archangels, they work with all of humanity. So anyone can call on them, anyone can channel them, anyone can ask for help and commune with them and talk to them, but they're not your personal angel, right? And yet they can feel very personal. Yet their love for us will, both your guardian angel and the archangels, the love is going to feel, just because this is how it is, going to feel a little bit more not neutral in the sense like uncaring, but it's not personal, right? It's more, it is more unconditional love, more analysis, maybe closer to what you might feel from a parent, right? But it's certainly not going to be personal or passionate like you have love for your partners or your spouses and even your family members. So, but Alan just thought it was all spirit. So you might wonder, well, if he thought that, then how did that change, right? Because he was believing this for well into, like he's saying, into his 60s, and he had been working with the spirit world for probably at least a decade before this happened I'm about to describe to you. So his wake-up call, which Archangel Michael triggered, came out of the blue because I began working with the angels in a deliberate way. And I took a workshop from Doreen Virtue, and some of you might have taken her workshops as well. And as some of you know, at this point, she's kind of shut that all down and is going the other direction and has actually turned against all her angel teachings, which is fine. She has free will to do that. And I'm not going to comment on that. Alan and I actually met her son, Charles, so I kind of know the backstory to that. It's funny what the universe does to synchronistically lead you to people. But in any case, I'm grateful to Doreen because through her workshop that I took, I went down that path and I started teaching people how to connect with their angels. And so, of course, I believed in them, and I didn't need any proof. I just knew in my heart. I have always been able to just know my truth. After I had my awakening, it was as easy. I would just say, well, that's not true for me, but that may be true for you. But I didn't need evidence in the sense of, the research or, talking to other people. I just knew my truth. And so the whole concept of angels just felt like, of course they're angels. Of course they're here to help. And I'd had spirit helping me. And I knew that some of the entities that I was connecting with were angels. I didn't doubt that. Alan was skeptical. And he said later to me, he was worried that, if he knew that was an angel talking to him and the angel told him something to do, he'd go, oh crap, now I got to go do what that angel showed me to do. And he was so stubborn and wanted his free will. I said to him, do you mean if God showed up right now, and there isn't really any God the Father kind of thing, right? But if the universe, the God or archangel said to you, hey, Alan, we want you to do this, that you would be upset because you'd have to go do it. He goes, yeah. Because then I would know for sure that's what they want me to do. And how can I say no to that? Right. So he kind of wanted to tune it out. He's like, he didn't want to hear it. He just wanted to stay in his lane and do his psychic work and help people that way. But the universe and the archangels didn't want that for him. So when I started teaching angel workshop and was about to teach it one morning in our home, because these people were going to come to our house, it was about a half a dozen people were coming for me to teach. This was my first angel workshop in our home after taking Doreen's workshop. So I had all my material there. I was, ready to go. And so obviously our home was filled with angels, even though Alan didn't believe and was laughing at me, saying, yeah, I don't know about those angels. Good luck with your workshop. Oh, well, I'll be downstairs in my office. And he was just making fun of me, drinking his coffee, when suddenly his eyes just bugged out. He was like that. And his coffee cup was trembling in his hand. And he said, Pam, tell me, did you see that? You must have seen that. See what? I didn't see anything. What are you talking about? I saw Archangel Michael. He was standing there looking at me with the brightest blue eyes, long blonde hair, looking like a surfer that just walked out of the ocean, like a surfer dude, right? And he said to him, you need to listen to her. He goes, what? And then like that, he was gone. Because I had been channeling Michael for Alan in that moment, just before that happened, saying, well, I'm tuning into him. And he's saying that he's worked with you before. And I thought to myself, really, you can work with the archangel? Like I didn't know that. I said, he's saying that you're like a brother to him and you've always worked together in many incarnations. And again, I thought, I didn't know that. Are we able to do that? Right. But I heard the message so clearly in my mind and gave it to him. But Michael wanted him to know, dude, she's telling the truth. I'm right here. And then he disappeared. Okay, disappeared. And from then on, we started to have more encounters with Michael, just spontaneously, just out of the blue. Weren't really calling on him. I always felt his presence, but he said to me, you don't need protection the way a lot of people do, because you're more whole in your being, and therefore you don't need protection, because your ultimate protection is being your true self, is in knowing you have sovereignty over your life and being authentic and not having any fears, not having any trauma, not having any limiting negative beliefs. If you don't have that, you're automatically protected, because there's really nothing to protect yourself from in that sense, because your soul is all powerful. And it's only your negativity, your trauma, your resentment, again, lower emotions, that actually make you vulnerable to what you and I would say is something unwanted, unpleasant, or negative, right? Because what we're putting out is what we're getting back. That's the law of creation. So Archangel Michael showed up, and he said he wanted to work more with Alan. And think that was Alan's opportunity to wake up and seize that and run with it. But he actually didn't do that, not deliberately, not consciously. And it would be over time, not unusual for me to say to him, why aren't you connecting with Michael more in a deliberate fashion? He says he's just waiting, like he's waiting for you. And Alan would just shrug it off and go, well, okay, well, I will. I'll go meditate and connect with him. But he didn't. Okay, so we wanted to teach this workshop because we don't want that to happen to you if you want that opportunity, because now more than ever, it's always been easy to connect with them. But right now, there's a lot more, let's say, energy available. The veil is thinnest than it's ever been. It's almost like, for many of you, more see-through than ever, right? So that means it's not difficult for you to connect. And as long as you trust and believe and just willing to, explore it, and you're not pushing it aside, not doubting whatever happens, because that's a big thing. Just trusting your experience. And all of you vary in your ability to completely trust in the unseen. You trust in the seen world, okay, because that's just how you've been programmed. Now you have to shift and say, I'm willing to trust in what I can't see. Like, if you're willing to do that, then this journey becomes easier. But just know that the archangels are always with you in some way. Whenever you call, they'll be with you, right? Because that's how the other side is. Your loved ones, your angel, your guardian angel, because everyone has a guardian angel, and the archangels, when you reach out to them, you call out to them. You might not even know who you're calling out for, but they'll come in based on your needs. So if you're needing emotional support, could be Archangel Tramuel who comes in if you're calling in for help from the archangels. And they'll just like self-select, like, well, I can do that. Like, I'll help them with that. Right. So just understand this also. You think you're alone in your space. Well, I have news for you, because you're not. No one is alone in their physical space. There are always beings that surround us. That's why sometimes when people have an out-of-body experience, they actually encounter them. Or you might even hear a spirit or an elemental in your space. I've heard spirit in my space, but it's all benevolent, right? Unless, this is the exception, unless you're carrying a lot of trauma, a lot of unprocessed trauma, you have a lot of fears, and you've got a lot of negativity going, then that is what you're going to have in your space too. That is what's going to attract entities that may not be, let's just say, the nicest, okay? But you have the control over that. It's all your creation. And so if you encounter something unpleasant, you can also send that away. All right. You can send that away just through commanding that to go away. But if it stays, there must be a strong resonance within you that is attracting that. But just still know you're the one in control. You're the one with the power. Right. And if you are in situation where you're feeling like you need support, emotional support, or again, psychic support, like a lot of people turn to us for psychic protection to help them, because Alan is really known for that too. He's worked with clients on that, who are under psychic attack. And he's really good, just like Michael is, to kind of put this perimeter around them, establish this perimeter of protection around them, right? But ideally, you want to step into being who you truly are, because again, that's your ultimate protection. Their protection is just in the moment, but they can't override your fear and your trauma. So we must process that if we want to be fully whole and complete, and then able to know that we're always protected, because it's your beliefs. The most dangerous thing you can do is not be your authentic true self, is to be holding on to that trauma and that negativity. That is actually the dangerous path, because then you're distorted and your life must reflect that. So the archangels today want to come in to help you kind of clean up your vibration. Michael he says he wants to give you a good balancing of your energy centers, which is what we're going to do. Wasn't sure what he was going to do, but he's also saying just to strengthen your non-physical energy body, which you have, right? Because some of you, that's really weak, meaning that what he's telling me is the more you understand that you're a spirit being that happens to have a body, you're not a physical being. No, you're a spirit being who has a body. Understand? Your body exists within your soul. It's not like you put your soul into your body. How could that be? Your soul is huge. So your soul isn't in your body. Your body is within your soul. So when you expand your energy, non-physical energy body, and you become more of who you are, a spirit, you automatically start raising your vibration, because that's who you truly are. So we're going to work with you today, and I hope you have pen and paper with you. And later, after we finish, we'll again take questions. And later, we'll also talk to you about our upcoming workshop, Healing with the Archangels. More on that later. But for now, just want you to be sure you have that pen and paper there, right? Or get it if you don't have it, forgot it, and be ready for it, because we're going to guide you through connecting with them. And I want you to really understand that this is not complicated. This is so easy. That's why some of you are going to doubt it and say, wait, that was too easy. It is supposed to be easy. If it feels like it's hard, like you're putting effort into it, that's not channeling. That's you trying to make this happen. This is more about setting your intention. In this case, to channel Archangel Michael, right? Set your intention. And then allowing it to unfold. Now, some of you, your messages might have a little bit of, I don't want to say it's negative, but it might have a little statement here or there that feels disempowering to you, or doesn't feel supportive in some way, right? That can be then your negative ego slipping in, because your personality, okay, which contains your negative ego, that is going to filter the communication. That's okay. Even if you have a lot of issues going on, you can still benefit from connecting with Archangel Michael or any of the archangels, because their energy is going to start working on you. It is going to activate any lies you're telling to yourself, or any fear beliefs, right? Any negative limiting thoughts you're chronically holding. It can come through your channeling. So you need to understand, when you look at what you've written later, that if you're getting anything that you deem negative or fearful or limiting, right? That's your ego getting in the way. It's like, because it has to go through that filter. That's just how it is. Your beliefs are filtering your communication from the spirit world. And that's why to be a clear channel is to zero out your limiting beliefs, which is what happened to me when I had my awakening. I don't have any limiting beliefs. So I know what comes to me is clear. It's not my physical mind talking to me. It's not my fears talking to me. It's only spirit, whoever I'm connecting to, whether it's Alan, whether it's, my guides, whether it's source, whether it's Archangel Michael, that's the key. But as I said, you don't have to have all of that together to benefit from channeling Archangel Michael or any archangel. I just want to help you understand what the kind of the physics of it is, right? Like, how does this work? Because it's not like you just turn on a switch and you've got instant clear communication. It can be like Alan says, it can be like picking up the phone, but you know how in the old days, the old phones, right? Like not so much now with our cell phones, but in old days, it could be like staticky, like, wait, I can't, or the call got dropped, or it wasn't always easy flowing communication. Well, that's how channeling can be. It's meant to be easy and free flowing. And if you're in a peaceful state and you're allowing it to just come in, not putting effort into it, because that means you're in resistance to just receiving. So think of it more like you're just receiving the message. You're not making it happen. You're receiving what's there. You're letting it drop into your mind. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through this in a bit when we start the exercise. But that's how simple it is. But again, you're going to evaluate what came through. And if anything does not feel loving, supportive, positive, you should just set it aside. Like let it go. Because here's the thing. The spirit world, angels, guides, your loved ones, they only speak positively. I want to repeat that. They only communicate in positive terms, even if what they're trying to tell you could be something, let's say, a dangerous situation, something they're trying to, let's say, warn you about. If that happens, they're not going to come through with fear. Never. Why? Because they know there's nothing to fear, because you're indestructible. Why would they come through with fear? They don't. On the other side, there is no fear. So they're just going to give you information in a very neutral way, such as, oh, that job you just took, that may not work out the way you think. They're not going to say, don't take the job, because that's telling you what to do. And they're not going to do that. They're not going to just direct you. They're here to guide you, give you information. Oh, by the way, if you take that job, it may not work out the way you think it will. Or that person you just met, be careful. Just be careful, because again, they know that even if you go take that job that isn't going to work out, or you go get involved with that person that they told you to be careful about, they know that, well, you can still learn something from it. They know that. So they're not worried. They're just saying, well, my job is to guide you to your highest good. And I know that is not the way, connecting with that person or taking that job. So I'm just giving you the feedback that you asked me to give you. Okay, that's just one way that angels can guide us, but there's another way that your higher self guides you, but that's more through emotions like passion, joy, curiosity, fascination. That's what we're focusing on right now, teaching in the academy, because that's critical. If you want to really be in the flow of your intuition, you've got to be doing that, following your excitement, because that's how your higher self communicates. But yes, the angels can also drop in and give you a message, whether you channel it in writing or you just get this thought come into your head, right? Because it's really, really easy for spirits to put thoughts into our minds. Super easy. Alan says that's the primary way they interact with us, is just through seeding our mind with ideas and thoughts or words of encouragement, right? So you've already been getting messages from the angels and your loved ones around you. You just thought that was you. But I'm here to tell you that your physical mind, your ego physical mind, doesn't do that. It doesn't do that, because it's actually more on the alert for problems, and it's worried and it's fear-based, and it's not actually deliberately trying to say, give you thoughts that are positive and affirming. It doesn't think that's its job. It believes its job is to be on the watch for, again, for problems. And it's going to just, if you let it, it'll start talking negatively to you because it just thinks life is full of problems. So when you hear thoughts, you receive thoughts or messages that are uplifting, that are inspiring, that is probably not coming from your conscious mind unless you're deliberately using your physical mind to think of those thoughts on purpose, right? I'm talking about thoughts that just come into your mind, that just pop into your awareness. That is 90% of the time, maybe higher, at least 90% of the time, that is a higher realm. Your guides, your higher self, your angels, your loved ones. I can't tell you who it is, but I can tell you that is not your physical mind, especially if the thought is just positive and it's a new idea that might even stun you, like, oh, that's a great concept. I never thought of that. They do that all the time. And the more you recognize that, the more they'll start happening for you. I'm so used to that now. I just laugh. It's like I know, like I'm thinking of something. I know that in a day or two is I'm just gonna stumble on the answer. They're gonna put a YouTube video in my feed or something, or have me click on somebody's Facebook. I don't know. It just happens like all the time. And that's how life can be. Right. So Michael now is ready for you. So we hope you're ready for him. So I want you to get comfortable wherever you are, okay? And because we're going to take you deep in connecting with Archangel Michael. And again, there may be another archangel that comes through, even if you are saying, yeah, I can't wait to channel Archangel Michael, right? You might find we take you in there and you go, oh my God, there's this other archangel here. I don't know who this is. It could be Archangel Raphael. It could be, you just might know this is not Archangel Michael. Go with it if that happens. Like I tell people when I work with them to help them connect with their loved ones across the veil, I'll say, we don't have any control over who shows up. The other side is facilitating our workshops, our sessions with people. I can't promise who's going to show up. Sometimes it's a surprise, like an animal, the pet shows up that passed away, or another family member shows up, first because they have something they want to say. So in this exercise, it could be another archangel that just sneaks in front of Michael and says, well, I want to get in here. So just relax and be open. Okay. Probably it will be Michael. He's just being a brat here. He's just saying, I'm telling them to step back, but some of them won't listen because some of you, he says, may be meant to connect with another archangel first. All right. So if that happens, fine. You can listen to this later, go watch the replay later and try again, right? If you missed Archangel Michael and you say, wait, I don't want another chance at this, then go back and do that again, because you will be able to. All right, so get comfortable. All right, we're going to take you into a deep state of relaxation. And I'd like you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale with your mouth. And let go of any energies you're carrying that do not belong to you. Some of you are holding on to worries about people, or you've been spending a lot of time maybe helping others and left your energy there. So we want you to pull back your energy from wherever you left it, just using the power of your intention. Doesn't mean you don't love and support those people. It just means you want your energy back so that you can heal, so that you can transform, right? And help yourself. Because how can you help others if you don't help yourself? So take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, now let go of any worries, any fears, anything that's been burdening you. Give it over to the angel. For this part, I'm calling in your guardian angel to just wrap their wings around you and to take those worries. And you might even envision like you're taking off like like a cloak that represents those burdens, and you're giving it over to your angel. And I hear your angel saying, do that more often. That's what I'm here for. So just give that over. Say, I let this go now. Right? And now take another deep breath in. On the exhale, set the intention to relax as deeply as you can. Set your intention to relax. 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 And now, just for a few moments, I'd like you to repeat after me. I am one with all that is. 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 And just feel those words going into your body, going into every cell of your body. You're reminding yourself that you are one with creation, that you are one with God. You are one with the universe. You're one with whatever your name is for all that is. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Go deeper into your relaxation. If you feel you need to, you can repeat, I am one with all that is. I am one with all that is. I am one with all that is. And in the future, when you channel, should you ever feel you need to center yourself, just use this affirmation, and it will return you to a place of neutrality. I am one with all that is. Now I'd like you to imagine, see, or feel whatever form he takes. Imagine Archangel Michael with you. You might simply feel his divine presence. You might see a symbol for Michael. Symbols for Michael can be a mighty sword, right? Or even, he's showing me dragons for some reason. I know he slayed dragons. I see a shield. You might simply see a person, not even with its angel wings. Whatever you see, feel, or imagine is Michael. Now, just let it happen. There's no trying in this. Again, it's just allowing yourself to accept whatever you're experiencing. All right, now take a deep breath in. And as the exhale, ask for this experience to become stronger. As you do that, you're actually naturally expanding your energy field to perceive more, to perceive it whatever way it comes, whether you hear him in some fashion, feel him emotionally or energetically, simply sense he's with you. Maybe you just know he's there. It's perfect for you. Set your intention to invite Michael to blend his consciousness with yours. This is what channeling is essentially about. It's about blending our consciousness, our mind, our spirit with theirs, so that we're on the same wavelength. And when we are on the same wavelength, it's easy and natural to just know what it is that they're saying, because their thoughts flow into our mind effortlessly, easily, and clearly. And we just know what we know, right? I want you to relax and feel into this blending. We're asking Michael to strengthen this blending with you. So he may be ramping up the energy, making it stronger, or he might even be making it more gentle if it's too intense for you. Whatever you're experiencing is perfect for you. But if at any time when you're working with the spirit world, you find something uncomfortable, know that you're in charge and you just have to say, can you ease up on that? Or you can even say, can you strengthen that? Can you ramp that up a bit? But then always know that whatever you're experiencing is perfect for you. So if possible, just write it out. But that said, again, they don't always know how it's affecting us. So it's perfect for you to let them know. Let them know if it's uncomfortable for you. Right? Take a deep breath in. And see if you can expand your awareness even more to connect even deeper with Michael, or if there's a different archangel that's connecting with you, to connect with them. What I'm seeing, what he's showing me, is angel wings unfolding behind you, your angel wings. Now, does that mean you're an angel? Maybe. I do believe there are incarnated angels, and you may be one, or you may at the very least feel angel wings wrapping around you, or even just like what Ellen is showing me, the angel wings may be like flapping around you. So you may be feeling a breeze or feeling this energy movement. Whatever you're experiencing, just go with it. Understand whatever happens for you in any moment is exactly what needs to happen. For your soul, your spirit is orchestrating every aspect of your life, and there are never, never, never any accidents. Impossible. So whatever you experience when you connect with spirit is perfect, no matter what it is. And at the same time, you are in full control, because your soul is sovereign in your reality. You govern it through your thoughts and your beliefs. Right now, with this blending that's happening, we want to really ramp the connection up, strengthen it more. So take a breath in and imagine you're expanding fully into this angelic connection. And you may already be having messages and thoughts coming into your mind. And if you're not getting any messages that you can discern, just describe what's happening, because now I want you to pick up your pen or whatever your writing device is and start writing either what you're hearing that's coming into your mind, or hearing audibly, or that you're just knowing. And again, if you're not getting any words, language, then just describe what you're feeling. Just describe what you're feeling physically or emotionally, because that can be a communication from Michael. Spirit communication isn't always in language. It can be in emotional sense feelings, right? Like feeling light, feeling joy, feeling love. It can be physical feelings, perceptions, like feeling tingles, feeling warmth, feeling coolness. That can be a message in itself. So whatever you're experiencing, zero in on that. know that that is the interaction you're having with Michael. It isn't always about a message. It can be, it often is, but it can be at times kind of a communing with them, with him, with another archangel, and just blending. And that may be all it is. It's just them infusing you with love, and you can engage. Now, if there's something you need from Michael, then ask for that. Ask for what help you need. Ask him for support. Ask him for guidance if that's what you need. It's up to you to ask. You will always, always be given what you need. Okay, what you need. The other side will not always give us what we want, because wants can often come from our ego. Because the ego wants a lot of things. It's insatiable in its wants. But your higher self knows what you need, and knows that what you need is the only thing that's going to actually fulfill you, right? Not always will your wants and your needs line up. Sometimes they will. Usually they won't. Usually your wants are coming from your ego. So affirm that you always get what you need, because you do. And get out of your own way by blocking it with what you want. Whatever's happening right now in this webinar, connecting with Archangel Michael, is exactly what you need to channel Michael and the other archangels. So allow yourself to have whatever experience you're having. Write about it. Write it down. Or if you prefer, just be with Michael and drink in that experience. I'd like you to tune in and see whatever you might see in your mind's eye. Ask him to show himself to you in your mind's eye. It's okay if you don't get anything. Don't worry about it. That's just one of your clairs, your clairvoyance. Ask Michael to make contact with you clairaudiently. Maybe you can hear him with your psychic hearing, like a voice talking to you in your mind, or even externally. Or ask him to communicate with you claircognizantly, where you just know what he's saying. That's how channeling is. Usually it's just claircognizant knowing. You just know what he's telling you. Right? And there's clairsentience, where we just feel it emotionally and physically. And that emotional feeling of love, right, of just bliss, that can be the message. And what a beautiful message that is, just feeling love. And that would mean that's what you need right now in this moment. It's just this experience of love. Again, you will get exactly what you need. I'm going to give you a moment to just write down whatever message you're receiving, or describe in words what you're experiencing so you remember it. Because yes, you can be in a light trance state and still write, which is what you're in right now. So you can just write whatever it is you want to write, or just be in your experience. You can also ask Archangel Michael if he has a message for you. Again, that message may come through in language. It may come through in a sensation or emotion. Now we also, if you want to keep writing, you can keep writing. It's okay, but you can still listen to me. But I'm going to shift for a moment because the archangels want to give you a healing. All right, so we're pivoting a little bit here. There's always something to heal. While you're in a body, there's always something to heal or evolve. So trust that right now in this healing that they're going to facilitate, you're going to receive whatever healing you need. Maybe it's just to let go of some stress. Maybe it's going about expanding your intuition and making that stronger. Maybe it's just to give you more balance and stability. But now Michael is working on your energy centers, as he talked about earlier. But your angel, your guardian angel, and whatever other angels work with you, because some of you have been connecting with the angelic realm, maybe deliberately, or maybe you don't realize it, they're all going to be working on you, right? But primarily, Michael is going to work on balancing your energy centers, your crown chakra at the top of your head, third eye, center of your head, your third chakra in your throat, right? Your solar plexus chakra just above your navel. Your sacral chakra below your navel. Sorry, you missed your heart chakra, he told me. Sorry, Michael. Because that's okay, he was working on it anyway. He was working on your heart chakra at the center of your chest. He's working on all of them. You don't even have to know what the chakras are. I didn't understand what they were long ago, and I asked them to balance my chakras, and I felt this boom, 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 like instantly. So, and I didn't even know what they were. And you don't need to know either. Your soul knows, and that's the most important thing. So now they're also balancing your root chakra. And you have other chakras besides the 7 chakras, right? But Michael is balancing all of them. He's saying to you, to those of you who feel you need strength and you have a difficult time setting boundaries with people, he says, please let me help you with that, to give you the strength that you need to say no at times, because many of you don't know how to say no and you are stressed as a result. So he's going to give you the strength to know when it's appropriate to say no. It's always appropriate to say no if something doesn't feel comfortable to you. But he wants to give you the strength to actually do it, to actually stand in your power. And know that when you stand in your power, that is the most loving thing you can do for someone, because by doing that, you are actually giving them permission to stand in their power and be who they are. Because now you are doing that and you're offering that signal, that energy to them. What benefit is it for you to be disempowered and offer that energy to somebody? There's no benefit in that to you or them. So stand in your power. It's a loving power, being authentic, being true to you. Okay. So take a deep breath in. Set the intention to integrate this experience, knowing that you can come back and channel Archangel Michael and any of the archangels whenever you want to. We're going to set the intention to ground yourself to the earth, sending down grounding cords to the base of your spine, or the bottoms of your feet, or all three. And just ground to Mother Earth and bring the earth energy up into your body, bringing it up to the top of your head so that you're grounded, completely grounded to planet Earth, your home in this existence. Right? Rub the palms of your hands together to bring yourself back fully into your body. Now, if you enjoyed this experience, want to go further, we are going to be opening the doors to our new workshop. It's going to be almost a 3-week journey to connect with 6 archangels, not just Michael, also Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Metatron. Did I count 6? 6 archangels. And so if you're interested in that, we'll be dropping a link. I think the gals will drop a link to sign up if the doors are open. It's a pay what you will option. We're taking 50% off the price of what we would normally pay for this workshop, because it's going to be rather not intense in the way that's overwhelming, but it is going to be jam-packed with the angels. And they're saying that because they want you to call on them on a regular basis after this, and you will have access to these healings that we're going to do, healings and teachings, so that you can almost instantly pivot to connect with Archangel Raphael or Archangel Michael. And if any of you are healers, you're probably going to find that your healing work goes to another level, because you're going to be able to connect with them in a much deeper, richer way. And so, yeah, join us if you can, if you're interested. We'll be starting that in February 8th. And this webinar that we're doing with you will be in that workshop. It'll be permanently yours if you join us and you pay for that workshop. But otherwise, for everyone else who's attending free, you'll have access to this recording for 2 weeks, and then it's kind of gone, and it will be only available in the workshop, the Healing with the Archangels workshop, or possibly we'll be putting it for sale, like separately. But in any case, we'd love for you to join us, and there we go, right? Like, join if you're watching this later and we already did the workshop, it will be for sale, so you can purchase it. Now, we want you to, understand that you can take this further on your own. Absolutely. You don't need to take classes to channel. It's just that if you've got some blocks and some issues, you might do well to get help to clear them. And that's what our workshop is for. Because like I said, you only as clear a channel as you are clear emotionally, as clear as you are without any trauma or limiting beliefs. And if you have them, because you can tell by the quality of your life. So if you're struggling in any way and you just can't get a handle on your emotions, or you're stressed all the time, or you lack self-esteem, if you have issues, and what they are. And they're not going to go away unless you shift your vibration, unless you clear all that out. And so we're here to help you do that. And whenever you watch our videos, you are going to connect to the spirit world. I don't know if that's the same for every teacher's workshops. I just know it's what happens with ours, because Alan is in the spirit world and he's always going to be working with you. And he's always helping your loved ones if you're trying to connect with them and continue your relationship like he and I have. So that, he says, is what's unique. Most other teachers don't have a co-teacher in the spirit world that is literally holding the door open to the spirit world and working with spirits there, working with the angels there. It's just not like typical. But I'm not saying we're the only ones. I hope not anyway, because that would be kind of sad if we're the only one. But he says we're one of the few. We're here to help everyone with their awakening, whether they're trying to connect with their loved one across the veil, where they just want to, be more of who they are because they know they're living in the time of the ascension. They want to evolve to the fullest, which is, if you're here for the ascension. Trust me. Nobody's here that didn't sign up to be here for the awakening. So if you're here for the awakening and you're listening to us, then that's what you signed up for. You might want to change your mind, maybe because you're worried now that you're not sure you can do it, but that's a whole other story. But if you're here, it means you can do it. If you found us, it means you can do it. So it's up to you, because you have the free will choice to change your mind and say, no, I don't want to do it now. challenge with that is if you say no to something that you on a soul level agreed to, you're not going to have a happy ride. I'm just telling you that. That's just how it is, because your soul, if it plans something and you, because you have free will, say, I don't want to do it anymore, I changed my mind, you're not going to be fulfilled in this life. You're not going to have an easy time of this awakening. I've seen it with people because I know I can read them, right? And I'll go, well, they had an agreement to do this and they're not doing it. So they're having a challenging time, to say the least. That's just it. There's no punishment from God, because God doesn't tell anybody what to do. It's because you're not aligned with your soul's path. Like I said, the only way to be fulfilled is to get what you need. And you get what you need if you're following your guidance, you're following your joy, you're following your passion, you're living on track with your spiritual path. If you don't do that right now during the awakening, all manner of mishaps and mayhem are going to happen because you planned it this way. So it's not like our plan for you, right? It's not like us trying to tell you this is what you should do. You know what you're here to do. We are just here to support you in whatever way, we can. All right. So let me know how this was for you. Okay. Someone says, today was amazing. I could see above the clouds. Thank you. And Gail says, awesome experience. Thank you, Pam, Alan, and Michael, and others. Gina says, thanks so much, Pam and Ellen. I felt Michael's wings and light embracing me, comforting and healing me. Oh, that's beautiful. Denise says, thank you, Pam and Ellen. Ishmael showed beside Michael, another entity behind me, but not clear who. Regardless, getting exactly what I need. Exactly. You are getting exactly what you need. So again, if you want to join us in the workshop, we'd love to have you. It's going to be 8 sessions, 6 archangels, 8 sessions. I don't know what they're going to come through with, but I know that you won't be the same at the end of it, because that's just how they roll. But in closing, I want to share, Alan wanted me to share something with you, and then we'll also take questions. He had a lot of regret at the end of his life, not just because he had dementia, he was suffering from dementia. I mean, of course, who's going to be happy about that? But he realized at the end, because he started hearing Michael again toward the end. And Michael said, dude, you were supposed to have worked with me. Like, what happened? And sure enough, when Alan crossed over, it was kind of funny, because I heard one time Michael came through to me and goes, Pam, I have to talk to you. And I go, all right, because he doesn't always do that to me. We work more, let's say it's more subtle, our relationship. He says, I need to talk to you. You need to find Alan something to do, because here in the spirit world, he's following me around like a puppy, like on his heels. And I said, why? And he goes, he said he told Alan, dude, you were supposed to connect with me and channel me when you were in a body, and you didn't. And now, okay, I have to catch you up to speed with what you here have planned, okay? And he is doing it. But Alan was just wanting to do so much. And I think because I was getting into working, I wasn't working like I am now, like constantly. And because I wasn't doing that, he was trying to find other things to do. So Michael said, could you please find the guy something to do? Because he needs to work on healing and helping and serving between the veil. And so I ramped up our work, and then Michael just kind of says, thank you very much. Okay. So Alan just wants you to know that if you're feeling this connection and that feels good to you, and you want to pursue it, please do that, because it's going to help you grow and it will help you heal. He didn't understand that, and I didn't, to be honest with you, didn't understand that either. Quite honestly, I didn't understand that if Alan had been channeling Michael on a regular basis, he would have gotten a lot of healing from that. He would have been blending with that angelic energy, which is why we're teaching the workshop, and that would transform it. It would be a process, a journey of healing and unfolding. And so at the end of his life, he had a lot of regret that he hadn't done that. So don't let that happen to you. You don't want to cross over and look back and go, oh God, I kind of missed the boat, he says that is the most frustrating thing, is to cross over, have your life review and say, "Oh, I kind of blew it," and it's all right because he's still going to learn what he needs to learn, but he just wants you to learn from his mistake. Here, an angel showed up saying, "Hey, I want to work with you. We've worked with before, you know," and he just said, "Hmm." But he said to me later, he said a lot of the reason why he didn't dive in was because he didn't feel worthy. He didn't feel worthy. That was in the back of his mind, and so he just kind of put it aside. And later, I understood that that was why, that held him back from a lot of things. He didn't feel worthy enough, so he didn't continue with different things like his artwork and then the channeling with Michael. So lack of self-worth is a huge issue for people. It will hold you back. And in the workshop, we're going to work a lot on helping you really get that out of your field completely. And the angels are just amazing with that, right? Because they can just raise us up to the fifth dimension in a way that even our loved ones can't necessarily do, because they're still learning and growing and they're at different levels. So connecting with the angels will help you raise your frequency, help you live in fourth density, which is the highest state that we can live in. That is what the ascension is about, is rising to fourth density, not fifth dimension. You can't be in fifth dimension. And all these spiritual teachers talking about we're evolving to fifth dimension, they do not know what they're talking about, because fifth dimension is the afterlife. You do not evolve to live in the afterlife. You drop your body and then you go home to the afterlife. So let's just be clear, what they're really talking about is raising your frequency to fourth density. And rather than being a third density human, you will be a higher frequency human and will experience miracles, magic, synchronicities, and you will have fuller connection with the angels and with your loved ones in spirit. That is what humanity is evolving to. You can be part of it now, or you can wait for another lifetime if you want. It's your choice. But many people are doing that. They are. And this is just going to keep ramping up. So you decide if you want to do that now or wait until later in this life or the next life. But your life will improve, absolutely, when you do that. So I'm reading like some of your comments here. All right. Anybody have questions? And someone's asking about, is there an angel with brown hair and normal? Well, the thing with the angels, you can't go by, well, what do they look like? Because they appear whatever they choose to appear. They're going to choose to appear to you in a way that will not scare you, will not threaten you, that you'll feel comfortable with. So they may just look like a person, may look like a full-on angel with this amazing robe and wings, it doesn't matter. So there's no way that you can say, oh, if I see this, that means this, that angel. No, because they're energy beings, right? But they'll present in whatever way they believe is most appropriate for you. Because again, the last thing they want is to scare you. So to come in like, for some people, really strong, they don't want that to happen. Indigo and blue, somebody asked what in general with spirit communication, what does that mean? Indigo and blue, that usually relates to the throat chakra. Michael comes in with a lot of indigo and blue. He also comes in with purple. So it can be that. And in the workshop, I'll teach you guys more about how to really refine your communication, because there's things you can do. I've taught on this before, about how to really ramp up your communication, not just in a channeling state. I mean, like with eyes open, like interacting with spirit, like what you can do to communicate, because there's things to do, but we don't have time to go into that. We will talk about that in the workshop. I'm going to be bringing a lot of information that I share about spirit communication, as well as giving you healing. So there'll be teachings and healings, like both channel teachings, whatever the archangels want to talk about, but they are saying they do want me to teach you more about how to, intuitively communicate with them and interact. Again, with eyes open in real time, how do you interact? How do you know what they're saying to you, how they're talking to you? So we can do that. Any other question? Whatever you saw was perfect for you. Oh, good. Sandy says, I sure felt Archangel Michael's healing, especially with my eye. Great. Can you still feel, hear, or see the archangels, even if chakras are blocked? What they just said to me was yes and no. Like you can still perceive things, but you'll feel more. But remember, Michael just unblocked your chakras. He says that's not a problem anymore if you let that in. Now, if you feel like we went through this process and you feel like nothing happened, give it another shot, go back and watch the replay. This is why when we're teaching this angel workshop series, right, the power in it is having all those recordings, 8 recordings, for you to go back and refine your connection and more develop it, right? Because again, our work is unlike anybody else's, well, few people work, because whenever you watch our recording, like watch this later, you're always in the now. And spirit is always in the now. Alan's going to show up in the now. The angels are going to show up in the now. When you're watching it, you're not just watching something on a screen and not interacting with consciousness. Are you joking? Like you interact with our video. It's like the spirits come in and go, okay, she's watching the video. She's doing the healing. We're here. We're on it. That's how they roll. That's how they work. I've known that for 37 years. We're just helping you understand that. Okay. So that's the power of all of our work. I'm kind of on a mission to record all that I know, to leave it for anyone who wants it after I leave this world. Yeah, Melissa says your lamp keeps getting brighter and then dim and then bright again. Yeah, that's the archangels. What are you talking about? Like, ooh, come in and in, right? Oh, they want me to do this. Let's have some love, right? Like they want some hearts. Where's those hearts, angels? Right? Where's the heart thing? There you go. So any other questions about your experience or anything you want to share about your channeling? Do ETs work with the angels? Well, some people say the angels are ETs. Alan says the ETs work with a lot of the angels. The angels work with anybody because ETs are just another species, right? That's all extraterrestrials are. They're just another species. That's it. They're not physical 3D humans in this world, okay, but they're a species. And so the angels work with anybody and everybody. Margaret and Ron says, thanks so much, Pam and Ellen and the Archangel. I had goosebumps all over afterwards, lots of purple and blue. I've been feeling quite low and tearful lately, so I knew I couldn't miss this. Feel much lighter and at peace again. So stoked to be able to attend live for a change too. Well, we're glad you could attend live. And I think you would agree that now more than ever, we really need the angels to be present. So we're happy to bring this to you and then leave this with you, especially with the workshop, like would be able to give you those recordings, just like our Supernatural Love Healing Intensive that we taught. And people are still reaching out to me and saying, I watched it again. I'm getting more out of it. I'm being healed again. And if you do sign up for this workshop, the Healing with Archangels workshop, and you haven't taken the Healing Intensive, you might want to, purchase that one. You'll have the option to do that because they work together. They really work together. Peggy says, I also saw a beach and a meadow with long grass. That's beautiful. Virginia says, I feel like the angels with me last night, keeping me safe, driving to confirm their love and protection and to convince me to take the workshop. Thank you, Pam, Ellen, and the angels. Right. It's perfect. Pamela asked, do you know whether twin flames are just one soul split for this incarnation or if they each have their own higher self? We have talked about this before, that people completely misunderstand the term twin soul is not, you cannot be a soul split in two. That's impossible. You can feel like you're one soul. You're talking about having the experience as if you're one soul, which simply means that your relationship in that case is very intense, right? It's very intense. All relationships are soulmate relationships, regardless. But remember that whatever relationship you're having with anybody, not just your twin soul, relationship with every person in your life is sacred, is special. It's the ego that says, well, but my twin soul relationship is the ultimate, like it's above all others. And that's not how your soul sees it. Yes, you have this unique relationship with that twin soul type, connection, because there's a specific purpose that is unique and again can be very intense. But it doesn't mean it's the ultimate. There's no such thing. It's just the nature of our relationship. Now, mine with Alan is so intense because it's not just a love relationship, it's a soul partnership that he says we've had for from the beginning to be of service. So we've always worked in service to others and we've always worked together. So, but we still don't see it like, oh, our relationship is above all the other. It's just more intense because it's so specific and it's around service. So hope that answers your question. But so there's not technically like twin soul. You can't, that's why you all have your own higher self, you all have your own soul. And by the way, because you're a soul that is sovereign in your reality, nothing can possess you. Can we get that straight? Possession is not possible. You can create the experience of possession as if some entity took you over, but that's the person's creation from their limiting fear beliefs. So they're exploring that experience, but in truth, it is impossible for another soul to take you over. But you can give it permission, like, okay, let's experience that, like you took me over. Okay. But nothing can replace you. You are God in this body, whether you believe in God or not. So nothing can hijack you unless you say, oh, I want to experience something hijacking me. Then there you go. You can have that. Gina says, dang, what is it with the possession? That's human fear. All right. Human fear projecting their beliefs into the spirit world, thinking that, okay, then therefore that must be what it is on the other side. No, and they don't understand what the spirit world is, which is always benevolent. It's just benevolent. Donnelly, yes, I don't, is living on this planet a school of learning. Yes, the earth plane is a school. It's been described, we have been described, we're not kindergartners here. I mean, we might act like it, but humanity has been described as a master graduating class. We're actually quite respected throughout the cosmos because we've subjected ourselves to such contrast and negativity to learn from it. Okay, so it is a place of learning. You come here because in the spirit world, there is no contrast. Learning still happens, but it's at a snail's pace because you learn from the contrast. You learn through challenges. Think about it. Think about like the greatest stories that you've read, right? Isn't there always like a protagonist and an antagonist? Isn't there always a challenge, a problem, something that one has to take on? And it can even be scary or dangerous or hard, but yet the soul wants those experiences because it knows it can come out the other side of it in a brand new place and have grown tremendously. So you come here to the Earth School to deal with all the conflict and the challenge. Doesn't mean people go, but that mean we come here to suffer? No, but that could happen that you suffer because you know that you're going to deal with some issues. You're going to have to break through them. But whatever suffering you experience will be temporary because you're going to return home. Your real home is the other side, and you remain there while you're physically in a body. The greater part of you remains on the other side, trying to connect with you, guide you through your passion, through your excitement, through your joy, through your curiosity, through your fascination. And Alan says sometimes the archangels are trying to help you connect with that greater part of you. Jessica says, when I connected with Michael, he appeared in PJs with dogs on them. I was joking nonstop. It was funny to see. Super handsome man with a t-shirt that had a big face of a dog. Later, Gabriel came and he changed the environment to a dark, cloudy mood. And Gabriel said, I'm not moody, I'm just more serious. And Michael said, let there be light. Okay, that is so typical of Archangel Michael. So typical of him. He has the biggest sense of humor, and he and Alan would be joking back and forth with each other when Michael would come through, and I would get in there and I go, oh God, I'm not gonna listen to you guys. You guys are just nutty. You're just crazy. And they would just set each other up. They were just always teasing. And when Alan crossed over, he said to me, I want you to know about the angelic realm. I want you to understand that in the higher realms of the angels, he says, they're all comedians. I said, what? He goes, we're high level empaths, and there it's like a comedy store up there. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, we're all funny except for Archangel Metatron. For some reason, that dude is so serious. And I said, well, why? And he says to me, I think it's because Metatron is the one angel that was in a body. And you know how humans don't have a sense of humor. So I said, okay, well, that makes sense. The rest of them, they're just a bunch of jokers. I mean, seriously, when they show up and I go, you know what? I don't listen to you. You guys are just joking. I'm watching a movie and Alan is making a joke about it, or Archangel Michael is saying something. And I go, you guys just shut up and let me watch the movie. Literally, that is how it can be when you get closer to the spirit world and you have all that insanity going on, right? But it's all good, and I'm glad, Jessica, that you had that experience, and that is Michael. Okay, now he wouldn't have shown up like that with you if he knew that you were very, more conservative in your attitude about angels, right? So it's because some people are. So he would have come through more respectfully, more subdued or something. Still kind of strong presence, but probably more subdued. But he has said to me, I love it when people are just more open and they don't have any set definition. I can come through and just be his silly self, right? But when he appeared to Alan, he looked like a surfer. Oh, he said he really looked like a surfer with blonde hair, like slicked back, long blonde hair, and he was just standing there like gorgeous and startling blue eyes. And I love it wouldn't you love it when an archangel tells your husband, could you listen to your wife, man? She's telling the truth. I said, right there, you're my favorite, Michael. He was telling me, tell Alan that you should listen to me all the time. And he says, and Alan says, now he does listen to me all the time. Pamela says, Archangel Metatron has a dry, brilliant sense of humor, in my opinion. I laughed about his name sounding like the Transformer, Megatron. And he let me know he heard by dropping a joke about Megatron in my Facebook feed. See, that's all they interact. So Alan says, okay, Pam, you're telling them all about how the archangels are just have this wicked sense of humor and they're just nuts. And he says, you might be turning people off from taking our workshop because they're going to have more experiences with the archangels. You do know that. And I said, well, then our workshop has to have a disclaimer on it, okay? Don't take this workshop unless you want to have experiences with the archangels. At the very least, they'll be very entertaining. I can promise you that. Especially when Alan and Michael get together. Oh God, all hell will break loose. That's what my friend Swati found when she was because she sees the other side. She sees people. She sees the angels. She has a strong connection with Alan because he says that she's his sister, his spirit sister or something. And so they have a strong bond, but she can see Alan, she can see Archangel Michael. So one time she's messaging me, a messenger going, oh my God, this is so annoying. I said, what? She goes, I'm watching this Hallmark movie because she loves her Hallmark movies, okay? She's watching this romantic Hallmark movie and Archangel Michael pulls up a chair or sits on their sofa and starts going, oh, this is interesting. What are we watching? And then Michael was there, and then Alan shows up, she says, and they're sitting together, and Michael says, oh, pass the popcorn. Now they materialize popcorn, right? So they're eating popcorn on her sofa. And they're just commenting like, well, what did that guy do that for? Why doesn't she do this? And she says, would you just shut up? You guys are driving me crazy. And they just wouldn't stop laughing and teasing her, going, oh, isn't that romantic? Like, oh no, they're kissing. Like they're getting all like silly, right? Like school kids. And she says, Pam, they're just a bunch of clowns. Give me a break. She goes, I just want to watch my movie in peace. But they wouldn't let her alone. Okay, so again, we're just giving you a disclaimer. If you don't want them to connect with you and be there with you, don't take our workshop. But I promise you they will behave, because you are the creator of your reality. This is what we teach, and that is the truth. So seriously, if you said, look, guys, because I have done this before, look, guys, I need you to chill out. Like, I got to do this. I go, okay. Alan says, I know how to clear the room of spirits now. Like, I go, you guys don't want me to come up there and tell you off, because he says they'll all just go, oh, never mind what yours. We're going to shape up. We don't want Pam to get Pam angry. So we'd love to have you join us in the workshop. And at the very least, watch this replay. Okay. Any other questions? Donnelly says, is suffering a pathway to wholeness? No. Well, everything can be used to become whole, let's say that, but suffering isn't a path to wholeness, because that would mean, well, everybody should just seek suffering and, like I'd say, choose a new path. All roads lead to healing, leads home to source, but obviously some roads are more preferable than others. So you get to choose which road you want. We're going to put a bookmark here, because we want to continue with the workshop. Melissa says, I just heard in my head Michael say, yes, I am funny. Oh, God. And more than funny, it's just, if you're open to him being funny, he will really do that, because he says he doesn't get many opportunities, because most people treat him with great reverence, and he appreciates that. But he really says, I'm just here to help you. I'm just a friend. Just think of me as a friend, don't like have to put me on a pedestal. Like, think of him as your best buddy. Okay, because he says that's what he would like to be. He would like you to think of him as your best friend. This is there for you when you need him, because that, he says, that will actually let him help you more, rather than you saying like he's some exalted being. They don't really see themselves that way. Okay, he says it's not useful for people to see them that way, because you can respect and honor somebody without putting them on a pedestal, right, and making them out to be greater than you. He says, yeah, that's detrimental for you to think anyone or anything is greater than you. All of creation is equal to you, and you are equal to all of creation, including the archangels, right? Because you are source in a body. So how could it not be that way? Yes, the archangels have a specific role to play, but the role itself doesn't make them exalted. It's just they take it very seriously, but they take it lightly. That's why they have the sense of humor. They're high-level empaths on the other side and feel deeply, passionately. But they don't go into fear or negativity, because there's no reason to. Leanne says, so my limiting beliefs keep my experience with the archangels in more serious formal setting? I don't know. Do they? You're going to experience whatever you need to experience, people. So don't worry if it seems more serious, then maybe that's what you need, the experience with the archangels, to be serious. It's all good. All that matters is you are connecting, right? Like, let it be whatever it is. Again, you're creating it, and you're getting what you need. All right, we're gonna end here. I had put the bookmark back here a while ago, but so we hope you enjoyed it. Let us know. We're going to send you the replay link. And, so we just encourage you to practice, and know that they're with you, and know that you know, whatever you're going through right now, even if it's challenging and difficult, remember that the nature of existence is change. So things can change in an instant, in an instant. So hold on, you know, they're here to help you get through whatever you're getting through. And you will have their support, especially if you let go of your fear, right, and your doubt, and just say, I'm willing to just trust in my higher self and the angels and my guides and loved ones, and I'll let it in, right? You cannot be hurt. You cannot be harmed. Only your fears will hurt you because they will manifest. That's how powerful you are, right? So until we connect next time, we send you all our love. Bye.